You have to track data in your business to make informed decisions. You have to track the right data too. You have to look at a number of different data sets to get the full picture, which is, some of our boardroom members have built epic like dashboards that pull information from everywhere into like a one dashboard that they look at on a daily basis just to get a feel for how their business is tracking. So make sure you're tracking data, the right data for your business. G'day team, Josh here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome to another episode of the Ignite podcast. Now today, I want to talk to you about data, I want to talk to you about numbers and metrics, and I want to talk to you about, are you tracking the right data for your business? So let's get into it. Look, this topic has been sparked by a number of very interesting conversations with boardroom members over the past, probably week to 2 weeks. Super interesting for me in terms of like, the probably the lack thereof of tracking metrics and bringing awareness to the power of knowing your numbers and your data and tracking the right numbers for your business. Because the data that a 5 million per year business tracks is very different to what you need to track as $1 million a year business owner or a $3 million a year business owner, because you just need to know different stuff at different phases of your business's growth. So I'm gonna start right back at the start, which is you need to be tracking your data and your metrics. Putting your head in the sand over data and going, I'm not a numbers person. I don't understand that. What's a P&L? Why do I need to track my cash flow? All that sort of stuff. Honestly, just doesn't cut it as a business owner. Like, it's your business. You need to take full ownership, full responsibility of your data and start to understand your numbers. Like, if I were to jump on a call with you and you don't know your profit margins or your net profit margins or your average revenue, like, it's kind of not good enough. And I'm being a bit direct here, but that's okay. Like the buck stops with you, and not knowing that stuff is not good enough. And so you've just got to start somewhere. And like we ran a training this week for our boardroom members on your business metrics. I built 10 spreadsheets that outline all the basic data that every business needs to track. So I was like kind of getting frustrated and sick of having those conversations. So I was like, I'm just going to build this, give it to our boardroom members. Here you can have it. Here's a full P&L. Here's a full cash flow. Here's a full project forecasting template. Please use it so that we can help you track your data and your metrics better. So you've just got to know your numbers, and you've got to start somewhere. Like, there's no point if you're $1 million a year business owner, you just don't need to track the same stuff as a 5 million per year business owner. And if you're doing nothing at the moment, just start with the basics, build that in, get used to that, building a regular cadence of tracking stuff, and then kind of move on and add extra stuff in. So that's the first thing. And I had a super interesting discussion with a business recently about, we've just come from big corporate, we've started up our business and we're not going to do timesheets. And I was like, well, okay, that's fine. But if you want to know the data in your business, and if you want to be able to make really good and informed decisions about your business, we need to know the numbers. Therefore, we need to start doing timesheets. I don't know, some people are like, timesheets, but honestly, unless you are tracking the numbers in your business, how can you make informed decisions? Like, unless you know how many hours got spent on a certain project, how do you know whether that project was profitable? Unless you know how many hours were spent on that project, how do you know to then how do you know then that when that same project comes up again, should I put an extra $2,000 on the fee? Should I put an extra $10,000 on the fee because last time we ran over? Like, these are all the things that tracking the data in your business is going to help you with. The other thing too is like tracking things in isolation. Like, as an example, staff utilization. If you're just tracking staff utilization, you're not getting the full picture. Because if you're okay, I'll give some examples. Like, as an example, if you've got a staff member and their target utilization is 80%, so 80% of their hours in your business is meant to be on billable projects. Well, that's easy. Like, if you've got a staff member that's just loading up the timesheet and loading up a particular project, their utilization looks really good. You're like, oh, great, this person's at 100% utilization. They're doing super well, great. But while we're making no profit on our projects, because you need to track other things as well. Like, you can't just look at certain metrics in isolation. You have to look at things together to create or form the whole picture. So as an example, like a simple project tracking spreadsheet or simple project tracking software will allow you to see the full picture. So like, same example, 80% utilized, loading up their timesheet on a project because they want their timesheets to look good. But when you run the data on that project, you're like, hang on, Mary, you've just put 50 hours against a project that has a budget of 20. Well, that doesn't work. Why are you doing that? And then that's where you bring the whole picture together. So I'm not that project's not being profitable. Utilization looks great, but profit and project by project data looks terrible because of that you've brought that data together. So that's why you've just got to start somewhere, looking at P&L and looking at like project tracking and looking at your forecasting and that sort of stuff to start to build a base level of data picture for your business. And then as you go, you can just start to add more stuff like little dashboards here and there and like tweaking how you do your reporting and that sort of thing. But you just got to start somewhere with your data and don't look at things in isolation. Like you've got to have, there's probably 5 or 6 or 7 different kind of data sets that you need to pull from to get the whole picture of your business. Yeah, that's probably, I think data and metrics and that sort of stuff is a really interesting topic because some people have very strong views on it. Other people, I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing timesheets. Other people just put their head in the sand and are like, oh, that's too hard for me. I'm not going to understand it. I'm just going to wait for my accountant to give me my P&L at the end of every financial year and just kind of hope that I made some profit. It's a bit of a mindset thing too. Like once you empower yourself and once you tell yourself that you're the type of person, this is my business, I'm the type of person that's going to get into my numbers and get into my data and look into it and use it to make informed decisions, it becomes quite empowering. Like you look forward to getting those reports from your accountant or your bookkeeper or your admin person or, just running the reports yourself so that you can stay on top of the metrics that matter in your business. So running our business based on gut feel and emotion and intuition won't cut it. Like there is a certain element, particularly in the hiring space, where like intuition and emotion come into effect, like the gut stuff. But largely running your business is a logical endeavor. It's all numbers, it's all facts. And when you can remove the emotion from decisions, when you can just look at hardcore real data and use it to make informed decisions about your business, it just makes your ability to grow your business so much easier and so much more predictable because you're looking at the numbers, you're looking at the data. I had a convo on Boardroom today about when should I hire my next technical person. It's like, well, look at the forecasting. What does the forecasting show? Do you have heaps of work coming up? Do you have a buffer in your bank account? Like if you were to hire another engineer, do you have 3 to 6 months worth of buffer in your bank account to carry that person if they're not billable as for whatever particular reason? Well, yeah, what's your pipeline look like? Have you been talking to clients? Like just look at the data and go, yeah, we've got a heap of work coming up and yet we've got a massive cash buffer in the business. Let's hire that person. Like when you have the data, it allows you to make so much easier and quicker decisions and you don't need to worry about gut or intuition or anything like that. You're just looking at the numbers, looking at the data, and you can make decisions. Like you can go and have a chat to Mary and go, your utilization's great, but you're making no money on any projects because you keep putting too much time on it. Let's have a chat about your time management. Let's have a chat about expectations. Let's have a chat about, do we need to train you? Like when you have the data, you can make better decisions. I think that's probably enough, team. So you have to track data in your business to make informed decisions. You have to track the right data too. You have to look at a number of different data sets to get the full picture, which is, some of our Boardroom members have built epic like dashboards that pull information from everywhere into like a one dashboard that they look at on a daily basis just to get a feel for how their business is tracking. So make sure you're tracking data, the right data for your business and looking at it all the time. And please don't put your head in the sand when it comes to your financials because they are the lifeblood of your business. That's it from me on that. All right. Yeah. If you want to keep doing the business owner journey thing on your own, we have a ton of free resources to help you on your journey. But if you'd like to get some help in Boardroom, building an incredible business from people who've been there and done it lots and lots and lots of times and it's been surrounded by an amazing community of people, please reach out. Let's have a chat about you, your business, and how we can help you in Boardroom. Have an amazing day.